welcome back to the Real Positive Girl podcast. My name is Sabrina, and I am so glad that you've come back to listen to another episode. Today is Thursday. Thursday. I like Thursdays. I don't know why. I think it's because it's like one day before Friday. And I'm not necessarily like working for the weekend kind of thing, but it's funny that I like Thursdays because at my job, Thursdays are the toughest day. I'm not sure why, but it's like people are trying to get all their last minute projects done before the weekend. So yeah, but I still like them. So I hope that if this is the top of your day, that Thursday is going to be a great one for you. If you're already like well into your day, I hope that your day turns out to be absolutely fantastic. So let's jump right in. Today I want to talk about spending more time obsessing over the good that has happened is much better than obsessing over the bad that you can't change. That sounded kind of muddled, but I think you know what I mean, you know? I want to encourage you to spend more time obsessing over the good, even if it's small things rather than the bad you can't change. Why waste time worrying over things you cannot change, even if that is only a temporary circumstance? It just creates more anxiety, or anxiety in general if you didn't start with any. I feel like it is a huge time waster, and this isn't something that I have always known. It's actually been a new thing within the last few years, because I would spend time obsessing over problems and situations that I had absolutely no control over, and it didn't garner me anything. You know, I didn't get anything out of those times, those experiences, because of what I said. I had no control over the situation. So it was clearly and obviously a waste of time to worry about things I cannot change, when I really should be focusing on what I can do, or how to move on from the situation. So even if it's something that you can't change and that's only a temporary circumstance, I feel like this rule still applies. I also want to make a note that there should never be an expectation that bad things aren't going to happen. I mentioned in a previous episode that there are no perfect days. It may seem like a perfect day, but it's because you didn't really notice anything that may have gone awry, or maybe it's something that's going awry on the DL that will come out later, which sounds really, really sucky and negative. And I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just trying to be realistic, about the situation. I'll still be excited about good days that just went well and smoothly, but there are no perfect days because there's no perfect people. We don't live in a perfect world. But we should never have an expectation that bad things aren't going to happen. We should be prepared for when bad things could happen to us, and just kind of have a toolbox in our mind and in our real life to be prepared for anything like that, for anything bad to happen, even if it's super small. Let's say you run out of gas on the way to work. Okay, well, do you have a plan? Do you have extra gas with you? Or do you have someone you can call that will answer and come help you out with that situation? Or maybe it's a super big problem where you realize you are not going to make rent, or you aren't able to pay your bills. Do you have a backup plan? Do you have savings? Do you have someone that trusts you to pay them back and they will loan you the money? Do you have an opportunity to make and hustle on the side to make enough money to pay your bills? Whatever it is, it's nice to kind of have, problems that could happen in the future already solved in your mind. I wouldn't obsess your whole life about it, but it's nice to have those little things, if something that could happen, you have a solution to it. It's helpful. We don't necessarily need to spend time fearing the unexpected, but just have faith that you will be able to get through whatever comes at you. And for me, I believe that with God's help, that we can get through anything that's going on in our life. And I absolutely believe that we don't need to spend time worrying or fearing that bad things are going to happen in our life. It's nice to prepare for, everyday things that can happen, like running out of gas, like not being able to pay your bills, whatever those things are. But you don't need to obsess and be fearful that you have to solve every problem that's going to happen, that is going to happen in the world or may happen in the world. You just need to have faith that whatever comes at you, you'll be able to deal with it, and that you have the ability to problem solve things, or you've surrounded yourself with people that are able to help you solve any issue that comes at you. I just want to make a note that I want to make a note and a question and pose this to you. So why should the little things go unnoticed? It's that really draws back to what I'm trying to talk about, how you need to obsess more about the good things that are happening in your life than the bad things that you can't change. So I don't think that like little things should go unnoticed. Like even a great cup of coffee is something to be celebrated, because you had the money to buy it, you had the time to enjoy it, and that luxury isn't something that everyone has access to or can even afford. So I think that even little things like that, maybe you did your makeup really nice that day, that's definitely something that I will cherish. I will be like, oh my gosh, I actually was able to do wing liner, which I can't do for barely ever. Sometimes it just works out. Or you were able to just freehand make some sort of really good yummy recipe for dinner, and you're like, oh wow, that's a win, I really figured out how to do that. Or any small wins like that, or you figured out a route to work or to school, wherever you're going, that will cut off 5 minutes of your commute time. Those are things to be celebrated. You don't need to spend all your time worrying about all the bad things that are happening in your life. You need to really obsess and be overjoyed about the little things in your life and how all of those things add up to such a wonderful, fantastic life that you have. Highlighting the good things can help you figure out what you could do to make that happen more often, possibly. You could really evaluate what you're doing in your life, how things are going, and what things drove you to be able to have all these good little moments, and then evaluate the bad things that are happening and maybe try to combat those with the things, all the steps that are going into the good things and putting it, you know what I mean? This sounds very ridiculous. It sounds a little not straightforward, but I feel like you know what I mean. You need to highlight those good things, really figure out how you're able to achieve all those good things, and then use that knowledge to help you maybe combat any troublesome bad things that are happening in your life. So you have the ability to have a good cup of coffee and have the money to do it and have the time to enjoy it. Okay, well, how do you have the money to be able to purchase that? Are you saving it? Are you budgeting that money out? And then if you're having problems with other financial issues in your life, okay, well, you were able to budget enough for the coffee or save enough for the coffee, or you've made that important enough in your life to spend money on coffee. Maybe you need to do that in other aspects of your life if you're struggling to pay other certain bills, or you make it a priority to have a cup of coffee every morning, and you want to figure out how to get into a habit of working out or doing meditation or something like that. Well, you prioritize it. Why do you prioritize the coffee? What is the draw in there? Can you replicate those same feelings for those same things so that it feels just like enjoying a really good cup of coffee? You can make working out and meditating feel kind of similar those same ways. So I just want to encourage you to go through life and really be grateful for everything that comes to you. Obsess about those good little things. Obsess about going to the store and the checker pulling out their little mailer flyer thing and, scanning in a coupon for you when you weren't even realizing it. You didn't realize that you could get a coupon for that, or you don't spend your time doing that, and they're just like, oh, here, you can have $1 off. Isn't that great? Or if you're going online and you've been spending so much time searching and shopping for something that you really need, let's say you're getting married or having a baby or moving or whatever, and you come into some great luck and you find that it's on sale and you're going to be able to save money and buy something else. Those are great things, as opposed to thinking about the troubles that you have at work or school, or thinking about someone that might possibly be coming down on you, or just being rude and nasty, or anything else that's going on in your life. Those problems will have to be problem solved, but you don't need to spend all your emotion and time worrying about those. You should also be highlighting the awesome things and the things that will give you a smile and bring you some joy. So thanks again for listening. Thanks again for listening to this podcast and coming back every time. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you give me any feedback to make the podcast even better. My name is Sabrina. This is the Real Positive Girl Podcast, and thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.